I don't like that at all.
Really?
I'm from the distance.
Seriously?
I'm from the distance on the gym, big
Wow.
I'm from the distance on the gym. Y'all got the close-up shot. Everybody looking at me from a mile away. So look at it. They need binoculars to see me. I don't appreciate that, the producers. I don't appreciate it. What's up, Molly?
Wow.
What's going on?
That's what came to your mind.
That's right.
So it's just interesting. It's a beautiful mind.
I see the brown streaks in the hair. I see you rocking something a little bit different.
Okay.
A little bit different than yesterday.
Yeah.
Looking like the Black Widow yesterday, but today is a little different look.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
We're going to do that.
We'll work on getting you a close-up. I'm going to work on making that happen.
Close-up.
I'll see what I can do.
Close-up. That's right.
But we all know you run the company, so it's better you ask.
Really? If I ran the company, why was I working until 1 in the morning yesterday? 1 in the morning this morning.
Because you run the company, Stephen A. Duh.
That's what it means. I thought people who run the company get off when they want to get off, because I damn sure they want to stay here till 1 in the morning.
That's not how it works.
All right, that's not how it works. All right, I'm just.
We now have a Game 7, folks. Sunday.
The Knicks in South Beach. You see Eminem right there, chilling in that South Beach background. I got Big Perk in the house, looking like he ready to play center for somebody. By the way, he would have done a better job than some of the centers last night. There's a whole bunch of stuff to get into, and needless to say, your boy is here. Let's roll, y'all. It's time. First take to the
Playoffs is a game of chess. Sometimes you put a little bit too much pressure on yourself, but for the most part tonight, we just fought.
A reverse over Embiid. Big time shot.
A huge start here.
Fires over Embiid. Got it! Jason Tatum, welcome to Philadelphia.
Game 7, I'm excited to go back and kind of like redeem ourselves in front of our home crowd.
Game 7, that's why you play. Everybody has to step up, starting with me. Everybody else has to do their job, and everybody has to show up.
Oh, it's a feel-good Friday. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take. Big Perk, Stephen A., Miami, Monica. Monica, I've never seen you look so happy and glowing on.
Jason Tatum spending the first 3 quarters shooting 1 of 13 from the field, 0 of 6 from three-point range. This is what happened. Okay? And he goes in the fourth quarter, and he outscores the Sixers by himself, 16-13. Hitting 4-8 shots, 4 or 5 three-pointers. Just took him out. And if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, here's why the loss was so bad. How in God's name does Joel Embiid, your best player and the reigning league MVP, who is 7-1, over 280, a dominant force in this game, not touch the basketball in the last 4 minutes? There is mud on everybody's face about that. There's no excuse that Doc Rivers didn't make sure he didn't get the ball. There's no excuse that James Harden or Tyrese Maxey or Tobias Harris didn't make sure that Joel Embiid touched the ball in the last 4 minutes. But that is what happened. And so now you go to a Game 7. And by the way, interesting stat, Eminem, you'll love about this Game 7. Did you know your brother, Big Perk, as in Kendrick Perkins? In Game 7s, Kendrick Perkins is 5-2, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 55% shooting from the field.
Rebounds. The team struggled to get him the ball down the stretch. Embiid was asked about his lack of touches late in the game.
What did you feel like the biggest issue was with the half-court offense down the stretch?
I think it was 3 things. We had a lot of wide-open shots. We didn't make them. We stopped moving the ball. And I don't think I touched the ball the last 4 minutes of the game. Like I said, missed a lot of good looks. I didn't touch the ball at all.
Joel Embiid was right. He didn't. In the final 3:55 of the fourth quarter, the MVP did not touch the ball. Stephen A., what could last night's loss cost the Sixers?
A few jobs. It could cost Doc Rivers his job. It could cost Daryl Morey potentially his job. James Harden might depart from Philadelphia. That's what's at stake here. That was a bad loss last night. And to be a guy, you got to remember, they're a game away from their first berth into the Eastern Conference Finals. since 2001. Well, I was there in 2001 covering this team as a beat writer, and it's one of the greatest experiences that I've ever had in my career. And that city was so hyped and so ready last morning when he's mean mugging the world. I wanted to give him a reason to smile and let everybody know Kendrick Perkins was the winner in Game 7s.
Okay.
Just thought I'd throw that out.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Go ahead, Monica. Before I get on here and say,
I think we got to take a deep breath because I think yesterday being the end of the series potentially has significantly more gravitas than if it ends tonight, right? I still do think that some heads could roll, candidly. I don't know. I've been grappling with whether or not how much percentage I want to put on Doc Rivers because when I look at last night, if you are Joel Embiid who just came off of an MVP season, how do you not tell your teammates to give me the basketball? Why are you floating around the perimeter and not at your sweet spot at the high post or even on the block? And so I agree with you. There's plenty of blame to be shared. And we said this. We said that if the Sixers cannot. Very curious about the Harden thing, Big Perk and Stephen A, because I feel like this is as close. I mean, those Houston teams got close, but this is as close and tangible as it has been in a while for James Harden. And would he, as it has been rumored, go back to Houston and take that many steps back from being in a position to actually contend? And so that one is very, very curious to me. But I think the obvious answer that you go to, and by just happenstance of the way that things have occurred the last 4 years or so in Philly, is you look at Doc Rivers in terms of a change of the voice, a changing of the guard in terms of helping Philly move on to the next step. Uh-oh.
Well, I'll tell you, you know what's crazy is that I knew last night after the 76ers, if they would have lost that game, which they did, I knew Doc Rivers' name was going to be brought up. That game that they lost had nothing to do with Doc Rivers. Not a damn thing, right? If you look at Jason Tatum when he hit his first three out the corner, it was Tyrese Maxey's fault. He just left Jason Tatum and went double, forced Joel Embiid to run out and get a contest. That's what got Jason Tatum going last night. Like those simple, dumb mistakes that you know better that you cannot do. Now, Embiid, far as him in the fourth quarter touching the ball late in the fourth, if he would actually run and get up the floor instead of walking up the floor, maybe they could set something up to get him the ball in this sweet spot. But again, I think we have to credit more to the Boston Celtics of what they did to stop and deny Joel Embiid, how they took away the two-man game that him and Harden actually ran in Game 4. For as the pick and roll or the pick and pop, I thought the Celtics did a great, even if they do lose this Game 7. And here's why. Joel Embiid then had the best 2 seasons of his career under Doc Rivers. Joel Embiid just won the MVP. The same questions we had when it came down when Brett Brown was sitting at the front of that seat leading that team, we were wondering, why is Joel Embiid not getting the ball in certain areas? How is Joel Embiid not taking his behind down to the low block? You don't think that had anything to do with coaching? You don't think Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers have a great relationship? I believe Philly.
And we got Knicks action tonight.
Hold on. Couple of things. Number
Knicks
one,
action or Heat action?
Couple of things.
Come on, Molly.
Come on.
Hold on.
Jimmy Buckets.
Hold it. Didn't I tell y'all Miami is a special place with special influences? I tried to tell everybody. That's number one. Number two, and more importantly, to the producers.